Hey guys, and welcome back to Firestorm Reviews, and today is my 20 subscriber special, where today we'll be reviewing some of my old artwork that I did. And first up here is my superhero character I created. I haven't given him a name yet, but in his universe there are superheroes everywhere and all that, and all of them have their own unique powers and all that. His powers are basically that he can mimic anyone's abilities or appearances if he wants to, and he gets to keep those abilities stored up for as long as he wants. His only weakness and that is that he can't mimic powers from other universes unless he's able to travel to those universes, but then he's stuck as his default form until he can copy some powers and all that. His only default power that he has besides that is basically just strength and flight. I don't have a name for him yet, so you guys can leave a name for him down in the comments below. And you can also see my art style is very blocky and all that, so you're going to see that throughout my drawings. Okay, next up is this character, a random alien that I made, so I'm just going to move on quickly from that, because that's just weird. And here is a drawing showing off one of my original OCs, which I'll show a better look at later on. And it's just him finding Shockwaves, Air Raid, and a red dude. And on the back is his vehicle mode, some of his weapons, and his hand, and one of his other vehicle modes. Okay, and next up is the image of him himself, my original character called Firestorm. He basically, in his original lore, is that he had no consistent vehicle mode, he can turn to anything he wants and all that. And he was basically a mentally insane dude. And he has a little kill count down there, 22 cons and 2,100 Autobots. As you can see, he went through 3 name changes: Acid Rain, Shellstorm, I believe that's what I said, and then Firestorm, his last canon name. I've done a redesign of him that's way better that I'll show you later on. And here's an image of him doing a review of a red scorpion and then a random horse showing up. Yeah. And then we have probably one bizarre drawing and one decent drawing. My FNAF character Scrapper, who I've also done redesigns for, and my FNAF 2 Toy Freddy drawing without a face. So some of my friends nicknamed him Slender Freddy. So yeah, these are decent drawings, but now let's move on to my redesigns and some of my main better drawings. They're all kept in this green book. I'm just going to cover it up so nobody sees my name. I actually want to keep my name private for a while. Let me just flip through the right pages, and here we have the modern day version of Firestorm. I'm planning on maybe one day doing a new redraw of him in like different colors or something, specifically for a Shattered Glass form. In his new lore, the new lore for him, he's basically a Decepticon clone of Shockwave, Shockwave, Megatron, Cyclonus, and Skywarp, and Soundwave. And yes, in my universe, Cyclonus and Skywarp are 2 separate beings. So yeah, that's what he looks like, and he turns into a jet and a cassette player, mainly because I'm a big fan of Soundwave. And here is one of the redrawings of Scrapper. A very bad redraw, I'll say. I'm just gonna raise the camera up. Oops, someone's coming back into view. He wants to have the camera back on him. Yeah, so I've done massive redos of him, and here we have an Autobot called Sky Spring, I named her. In my lore, she's actually the sister of Springer, but she doesn't turn into 2 vehicle modes, she only just turns into her helicopter mode. And over here we have my Terracon character I made. Forgot his name and don't remember it. So yeah, he turns into a Dimorphodon. I just punched the camera. Here we have a redraw of Optimus Prime I did randomly from another universe, and here's another universe Galvatron. I don't know why I drew these 2, but yeah, basically that's what they look like. Here's an Autobot called Red Speed. In the lore, everyone hates this guy and nobody likes him at all. He's basically your annoying sibling trope in my lore. And here is Decepticon Shock Blast with his shockingly long legs. Long. Some legends say that they're still going on for these days. He's basically a fanboy of Shockwave and all that, so he modified himself to look exactly like him. Specifically the Prime adaptation, because that's my favorite design of him besides Dark of the Moon. He is my version of Rumble or Frenzy, whatever you guys call the red one. In my personal opinion, the red one is Rumble and the blue one is Frenzy. Okay, and then here's another character that I did for a commission. Don't remember why they asked me for this, but yeah, it came out like this, and I'm now going to try to remember to read the name. Oh, going to skip over that. That one I want to keep to just for privacy reasons and all that. And here we have one of my drones that I've made. I based it off the Bastions from Overwatch and all that. At the time I drew these, Overwatch was a big thing. And here is a Titan, basically like the heavy versions of them with their swords and their basically knockoff fusion cannons. Another drawing on the back here that I want to keep secret. Here is a FNAF character that I drew as well. Her name is Salvage, and I based it off Scrap Baby and the Puppet, but I kind of hate it and don't like it that much. So let's move on to here's an unfinished drawing, another unfinished drawing. Oh, this one here has a bit of a story behind it. This one here, one of my friends, I'm not going to say his name for privacy reasons, but you can find him on YouTube under the YouTube name Punza the Best, I'm pretty sure. He asked me to draw this, and he asked me to in year 7, I believe, and I did it as a commission. He never paid me for it, and I was basically do $5 or commissions. And yeah, so it's just left unfinished. I might finish it off one day in the future, but not now. Oh, and this one also has another story behind it as well. This here is my version of Stinger from Transformer to Age of Extinction. One of my friends said, hey, can you draw... Me and one of my friends were talking about Transformers and all that, and they said, hey, I know you like to draw, why don't you try drawing one of the characters in your own style and what you would like, and what your character's universe, what they would look like. And I was like, okay, and they suggested Stinger, and I drew him like this. And that's what it looks like in my universe. And here's a dinosaur head. I was really into Jurassic World when I drew this one, and I still am. Here's another FNAF character that I drew from one of my friend's commissions. Ruby, I think they said the name was, and this is what they look like. And here's just another unfinished drawing. Here's my Star Wars character, which I keep forgetting the name of. And his whole backstory is that he's a clone, but he was also a pure clone like Omega and Boba Fett. And he was kidnapped by Mandalorians and trained in their ways and that. His clan's name is just Clan V, and his whole clan were wiped out by the Empire. He works as a mercenary for hire now. Occasionally he took only one job from the Empire, and that was from a trader who wanted Darth Vader dead. But he failed because at the time he was tracking him down. It was during the Battle of Endor and all that, and the trader was also already dead. So yeah, he never got paid or anything, so he's just really annoyed at that mission. And here is the current day version of my FNAF character Scrapper. I've been planning on making several FNAF characters, but he's basically the one I've stopped with now. I'm pretty sure there might be 1 or 2 more in here, but not sure. He's basically was originally at a prototype for another pizzeria that's rivals with FNAF in his lore. And he basically was cut and left unfinished. The only original parts from him are the red and the orange chest plating. And now, in his lore, when he got rebuilt in another form, which is in another book that I'm not ready to show off yet, he murdered the person who tried to remove his tail here, because his tail basically helps him with keeping him calm and all that. So let's move on to the next piece of art. I drew a female dropkick as another challenge from one of my friends. That's going to be quickly for that. An evil clone of my Transformer character. Don't know why I made this. I kind of hate it. murdered Autobot from that I based off IDW and all that. Basically, I imagined that a Decepticon was basically torturing this dude, and he's in the lore, he's still actually alive. He's just left in a room like this, tortured and bloodied. A comic book panel cover page that I made for some reason. Basically, Decepticon Cyclonus, who's basically a traitor but different colors and all that. Commissioned from one of my friends as well. Unfinished character here because of COVID, got in the road of that. A human character I created, I don't remember, a half human, half transformer character I created. A human puppet, which I went through this phase where I drew FNAF characters as humans but kept them with the FNAF color scheme of their bodies. And for some reason I drew her eyes really high up, if you can see that. The green, that's her eyes, and the purple is basically meant to represent her tears. So a bunch of my friends mistake her eyes for her tears. And here's the oldest character in my Transformers lore, Green Guard. And let me just, that's another one I want to keep private. Here's an Autobot who's, in my lore, is actually a daughter of 2 female Autobots. Not like they reproduced, like they basically adopted her. I haven't given her a name yet. And here's another FNAF character, which I get creeped out because of the eyes of. Basically basing a bit off Cartoon Cat. Here is my version of Barricade. This is actually meant to be Cybertronian Barricade, so he doesn't look too much like Police Car. So, yeah. And here is a Transformer I based off Dinobot, but also based off my favorite dinosaur, the Carnotaurus. And here is my Autobots version of the Battle Medics. You know, well, not Battle Medics, just Battle Troopers in general. Here is my other FNAF character I made. Don't have a name for him yet, but gave him scissors for some reason. Here is Decepticon Dreadwing. I mean, not Dreadwing, Dreadtrax. He turns into a tank with basically way too many guns. Here's actually a FNAF commission I also did from the same person who actually paid for this one. And here's Trax's brother, and they're also a combiner team, basically like Battletrap, but that's what they both look like. He also turns into a type of tank. Hit the camera. And here is the basically a Jaeger I made. And here is my version of Strong Arm. Tried to put way too much detail in it and it kind of failed. Yeah, so that's some of my old artwork that I've done and all that throughout my time of drawing. And I hope you liked it and all that. And yeah, that was my 20 subscriber special for ya. Once again, I was shocked that we hit that number so quickly. The next subscriber goal for me is going to be 40. Because I just want to actually get a bit of time to breathe beforehand. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and tell me what you think of this video down in the comments below, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.